Welcome to the Pitcher Nail Down. I'm Jason Gilbo at JGilbo11. Taking a look at Wednesday night's pitchers. Not a thrilling slate. Kind of weird. Corey Kluber is there. Michael Pineda is there. And then it's just kind of a lot of meh pitchers after that. A lot of high totals in terms of runs. We're not getting a lot under 9. I think there's only about 1 or 2. So, I'm not really thrilled. We'll start with Kluber here. Love Kluber. Definitely the most talented pitcher here, but it's just probably one of the poor matchups he's going to see this year. Dodgers obviously 14th in WOBA, 18th in ISO against right-handed pitching, 9th in WRC+. They do have a high strikeout rate. It is the 6th highest in the majors against right-handed pitching, 23.4%. Jock Peterson also came back into the lineup, so that's a nice couple of Ks right there. But Adrian Gonzalez left, so I actually think that's a plus for this Dodgers offense. In terms of Vegas terms, look at Kluber, he's a home favorite, jumped up to -153. Dodgers sitting around a 3.5 total. A lot of younger bats, a lot of older bats. I do think this is a matchup that Kluber can get through. Since coming off the DL, 18 strikeouts over 12 innings. He's allowed 3 earned runs, which came in his last start. Given all the lefties, we'll take a look at Kluber's lefty numbers. 330 WOBA. Not good, but not bad either. We've seen far worse. 25% strikeout rate. Does have a 350 BABIP, which was 60 points higher than last season. 28% hard contact rate. It's not bad either. It's not an ideal matchup, but Kluber is definitely in play. And I think just in terms of a safety standpoint, I do like him as well. I think Michael Pineda is a close number 2, just in terms of the ballpark and the matchup. And obviously his numbers are solid this year, even though he's been weirdly bad away from home. I'm not too worried in this ballpark. So we'll make that transition to Pineda. But Kluber, just because of the talent perspective, he's playable in all formats. Pineda, Angels team that doesn't strike out a ton. 26 at WOBA and ISO against right-handed pitching, 20% strikeout rate. Pineda might be able to dial up a few extra, 25.6% strikeout rate. We saw Tanaka be able to have some success, with around 6 strikeouts or so over 6 innings. I don't think he has that 8 to 9 strikeout upside, and I think Kluber is the only one that really does on this slate. And Pineda, DraftKings price tag of 11-1. Whenever I'm getting into a price tag like that, I want the double-digit strikeout upside. I don't think Pineda has it, but I think this slate it doesn't matter because you're going to need some safety on the hill in terms of cash games and even GPPs, and Pineda kind of fits that bill there. So, road favorites, mediocre. Angels offense. I just think Pineda is definitely a guy you can make the pivot to if you're not feeling comfortable with Kluber. I don't know if I'll be playing both on DraftKings and cash games, but there'll definitely be guys that I'm heavily involved on there because I just don't see anyone else. So moving down the list, Ervin Santana, and this is a guy I'm actually just staying away from tonight. If he goes out and has a good start, so be it. I'm not going to be on the wrong side of him. I'd rather get beat by him than use him. Mariners 6 in WRC plus against right-handed pitching. They've scored really well in this series as expected. I'm expecting another high-scoring game tonight. So is Vegas. Look at Santana, 73.1% left on base percentage in his career, 281 BABIP. This year, 88.6% left on base percentage, 154 BABIP. Things are going to start to normalize. FIP next, FIP over 4. Below average strikeout stuff, less than 20%, 8.3% swing strike percentage. This stuff isn't going to jump off the charts and be like, Dan Santana's an elite arm, stay away from him. The Seattle lineup also has some decent history against Santana, which is just another knock against him. High run total there for Seattle, near 5. I don't like the ballpark during the summertime. I think this is a spot where we can see Santana slip up. Yes, he's come out for a complete game against the Giants, but we've also seen a couple blow-up spots. We're going to see a couple more as the season goes on. That ERA is not going to stay under 2. So I'd rather be off of him tonight than anything. I'm not paying the price tag for him at all. So if you want to, that's your choice. I'm just kind of staying away and rather be beat by him if that's the case. So moving down here, it's not pretty. Jordan Zimmerman, Taijuan Walker in bad spots, high total there, warm weather. Mike Montgomery, Matt Harvey. There's no real interest there. Jake Odorizzi weirdly has a lot of success against Toronto, but on the road, Given the fact that he's a reverse splits pitcher, GPP play at best, but I'm not going to dive in too deep into that one because you won't probably find a lot of my lineups. Dylan Bundy, White Sox have been better of late, but they've kind of run into a string of bad pitchers too. You look at this team, 22.3% strikeout rate, or sorry, 23.6% strikeout rate against righties. Dylan Bundy against a right-handed lineup that maybe we'll throw about 6 out there. If there's any more lefties, then maybe I'm a little bit considered. I'm kind of hesitant on Bundy, but he's been able to hold his own against righties, 22.3%, 287 WOBA, 26.6% soft contact rate. Still a fly ball pitcher. That's the issue for me. The FIP and XFIP are about a run and a half higher than his ERA, so there is definitely some regression coming. I'm going to probably resort to GPPs only. I don't think I'm going to be going that right in cash games, but he is an interesting guy just because, we look at him, road favorite. Should be backed by some run support. If they don't, then this offense is just truly awful. But looking at this one, road favorite, as I said, White Sox total right around 4.5. Not what you really want to see, but on this slate, that's still one of the lower ones. So I don't mind them. We get elsewhere. I mean, Mike Leake's really cheap on DK. This is a guy who's kind of starting to falter off a little bit. He's always kind of relied on that good BABIP to have him. Is a better real-life pitcher than a fantasy pitcher. Yes, he's shown a couple upside games, and that game against the Dodgers was somehow out of control, but he's got to go deep into the game. He's got to minimize damage and get about 5 strikeouts, which is possible against this Brewers team. I don't mind him at 6'8". Big home favorite against Matt Garza. He's in play just because the slate's so bad. Definitely just an SP2 option on DK and Yahoo. That's the only way I'm using him there. This one's crazy, but Chad Kuhl, I don't hate here. Totals have drastically dropped on both sides. Even German Marquez, I don't mind both these arms. Colorado away from home. Chad Kuhl's really tough on right-handed bats, and this is the case where 278 WOBA, 49.4% ground ball rate. I like those. Frees up a ton of salary. His issues are lefties, 434 WOBA. That's the trouble spot. But you look, it's Charlie Blackmon, and then it's Carlos Gonzalez and Tony Wolters if he's in the lineup. Carlos Gonzalez really struggling of late, hit under 200 over the last month, has an ISO of 121 in that span. Against right-handed pitching, 324 WOBA, 153 ISO. It's not strong numbers. Charlie Blackmon's red hot. That's the guy you got to worry about. And obviously, still you have to worry about a Desmond, a Reynolds, excuse me. So, I don't hate that, but Chad Kuhl certainly in play as an SP2. Once again, the slate is just it's not set up well for pitching. So I'm not expecting a lot of high upside pitchers to go off tonight in terms of scoring. I think Kluber and Pineda are the two. After that, you might be able to get away with paying down cheap and getting away with about 15 DK points and then loading up on some bats. I think that's going to be the move that I make, especially in tournaments. So that's going to wrap things up with me. You can head over to DaveFantasyCafe.com, check out great tools and content.